How's everyone doing? Today I have another random bag of movies in a little Blockbuster bag, very nostalgic. Those are memories right there. All the video rental stores, long come and gone now. I remember the old mom and pop ones when I was a kid. I used to walk the aisles and see all the horror VHS covers and just be enthralled. That was one of the things that really got me into movies as well when I was a kid. And then all those closed down for, Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, and then those went. And I know Family Video is around, but they don't have them around my area in New Jersey. But I've told this before. I've shown some of these random bags of movies because my mom is selling her place. And I had a bunch of movies over there from, different moves where I just stored stuff. And she brought a bunch of stuff over, including this bag of movies. There's a good amount in here. I haven't delved in here yet, so we're going to check them out together. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And let me know what your favorite pickup from this random bag of movies is. Let's see if I can take this all out. There's some Blu-rays and DVDs in here. First up is Apollo 18, which I actually really enjoy this movie. I did a review for this a while back. It's a found footage movie, and I remember doing the review for this, and people were like, "Oh, is it real? Is it not real? I think it's real." Like, come on now. I couldn't believe people actually thought these kind of things were real. Like the Blair Witch Project too. I was like, "Come on now, really?" But I guess it's part of the whole found footage gimmick. To me, I really enjoyed this one. I think a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but I definitely did. And yeah, I like the mixture of sci-fi and horror. There's a lot of atmosphere, suspense, and build-up. And then at the very end, they give you a little bit, which I appreciate. But definitely looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been a while. Let's see if I can work this out here. Let me put these on my lap while I take them out. Let's see. Let's do it this way. It'll be easier. Next up is Heartless. This is an import. I think this might be, maybe this is just the Canadian version actually. But it plays on Region A players. Heartless is kind of an underrated one. I don't really hear anybody talk about it. From what I can remember, it's kind of like a mixture of fantasy horror. I like the cast in here, Jim Sturgis, a few other recognizable people in here. But it's about this guy who sees this like gang of thugs. I think they killed somebody, right? Somebody in his family. But and he's got the lead character has like a birthmark on his face. But the thugs are like these demon creatures right there. It kind of delves deeper in there. They compare it on the back kind of in the vein of Donnie Darko. It's going a little bit too far, but it's still a very enjoyable movie. And I definitely like the ending from what I can remember too. Looking forward to revisiting this one. And I remember Jim Sturgis being really good in the lead. And next up is Mirrors, which again, I haven't seen this one in a while, but I remember this one surprising me. I thought it was definitely creepy and atmospheric. And it was one of those mainstream ones, Kiefer Sutherland lead. I was not expecting much from it. I haven't seen the sequel. I really haven't heard anybody talk about the sequel. But this one was really enjoyable, and I remember it had some creepy scenes. Wasn't there a scene where she like breaks the glass and like cuts her face or something like that? It's been a while, but definitely looking forward to revisiting it because I remember enjoying the heck out of it. Next up is No Place on Earth, which I never heard anybody talk about this one. One of my favorite movies of that year. I don't know, 2013, 14, one of those. 2012, I think it says on the back. There you go. But this was an incredibly moving documentary. It was basically about World War II survivors. These people that like hid in caves and they're still alive now, like recounting, how they survived for, I can't remember how many, nearly a year underground, hiding from the Nazis. And a lot of them were still alive and going back to those places. And it was just incredibly emotionally moving, just amazing to see them still alive and talk about their experiences, and harrowing. I would definitely recommend that one if you're into tragic war documentaries. Next up is Repo Men, which I haven't seen. I saw like a clip of it one time when I was like perusing through like the Sci-Fi channel. It looked pretty intense from that scene that I saw. From when I think it's like they like lend out organs. If you are late on your payments, basically they'll take your organs back. Kind of a crazy scenario. Jude Law, Forrest Whitaker. But yeah, from what I saw, I think Jude Law does the same thing. He, basically they're both repo men, and then he gets involved. He has to get a heart replacement, and then he's gets in debt and is unable to pay, and then they come for his heart. So, very obviously, they say in the back, the hunter becomes the hunted. Dun dun dun. I'll finally check that one out, along with Gamer. This seems kind of like very similar, like that kind of hunt down action kind of one. I remember everybody crapping on this movie. I got both of these at like Blockbuster when they were closing down for like $1 a piece, so why the heck not? Yeah, I think he's like a prisoner and they play like a video action game. Remember, there's a lot of recognizable people in here. Ludacris. Who else is in here? Gerard Butler, obviously. Michael C. Hall, Dexter. Kira Sedgwick. Terry Crews. John Leguizamo. A whole bunch of people. Just looks action-packed, over the top. But I remember people just hating on it. I haven't checked it out. I'll give it a watch. Next up is The Runaways, which is, I guess, about Joan Jett. Yeah, I haven't seen this one. I'm not a huge Kristen Stewart fan, but I really enjoyed her in Personal Shopper. I shouldn't say I necessarily enjoy her. She did that same kind of like open mouth, looks tired, kind of on volume looking acting, but it worked for that movie. I really enjoyed Personal Shopper, especially the ending. And Dakota Fanning's in here, Michael Shannon, a few other recognizable people. So looking forward to checking it out. About the all-girl rock band. So let me know if you've seen any of these, especially the ones that I haven't seen. Next up is 3 O'Clock High. Buddy Revell. Marie's the bully in here. This one is one I watched all the time as a kid. I know Shout Select, I think, put this one out recently. I do want to pick that one up. This is the high school reunion collection. But yeah, I remember watching this so much as a kid. Just hilarious, fun. The one guy, it's I guess he gets into, he does something, I can't remember, but he has a run-in with the bully right there, and this bully's like the baddest bully, and then he has to fight him. He challenges him to a fight. I remember recently there was a movie, Fist Fight, with Ice Cube and I think Charlie Day. It was kind of like a adult version of this a little bit. But I remember loving the heck out of this. Happy to have that back in the collection. Next up is one, this must have been a review copy that was like sent there by accident. I've never seen this one. This is from Monarch. Sometimes like certain companies will just automatically send you movies for a review even if you don't request anything. I think this is one of those cases because I've never heard of this. Crackerjack. It's narrated by Jeff Foxworthy. I guess he's a baseball player and he's trying to choose between his pregnant girlfriend or playing baseball. He's a lovable loser. So, alright, well, that looks interesting. I guess Jeff Foxworthy, maybe he was a producer or something on there too, but he narrates it. Next up is Slam Dunk, Season 1, Volume 1. I have not seen this, but I think I've seen clips of it, and it looked pretty awesome. I think this is... I know it's animated, but I'm trying to figure... It's from Toei. Yeah, it's from Toei. So that's... the clips of it looked awesome from the animation style. And I like basketball, so there you go. I'm looking forward to checking that out finally. Next up is Super Size Me, which I haven't even opened this, but I have seen the movie. I've probably had it in stores there for ages. But I know Morgan Spurlock just recently got in trouble for you know, all the Me Too, like sexual harassment stuff. So he came out about that, and he was like dropped from his company and stuff. And one of his productions that he was working on isn't going to happen now, which is a shame. It's crazy that all this has happened, it's blowing up, which I guess is probably long overdue. But it's a shame that one person can affect a big production. Like sometimes it's hundreds to thousands of people working on a movie or TV show, and because of the lead actor, director, producer, whoever gets in trouble, it ruins it for everybody. Which, that's my biggest, like, it's a shame that so many people unaffected, I mean, so many people that, you know, weren't doing anything wrong are affected by one person's actions. But yeah, this was obviously a very big documentary about fast food. I remember watching it and being kind of grossed out by it. Next up is Dorothy Dandridge in American Beauty. I know she was Carmen Jones. And I think Halle Berry actually played her in a movie too. This is just an hour, I think it's like a TV kind of documentary about her. And Halle Berry's on here, I guess talking about Dorothy Dandridge and how she influenced her. Jasmine Guy, Lawrence Fishburne, a bunch of other people. So I've never checked that one out. I remember watching Carmen Jones way back in the day on TV. Yeah, buddy, she was Dorothy Dandridge was a talented actress, singer, dancer. Next up is Walk the Line. This is the extended cut. I like that cover a lot. And Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. I'm a big fan of Reese Witherspoon. She was in a movie way back in the day called Overnight Delivery. That was like one of the first movies I saw her in. And she was also in, what's the one with Kiefer Sutherland? I can't remember the name of it right now, but that was such an awesome movie too. Very thrilling movie that deserves a Blu-ray release. where he's like a crazy killer and he's trying. It was a very dirty, gritty, raw movie, and I can't think of the name of it right now. Something about like a highway, and I can't remember, but that was an awesome movie. But Overnight Delivery was one that was like a really good, had Paul Rudd in it, very good rom-com, kind of reminiscent of a Road Trip. But Walk the Line right here, this is the extended cut. I don't know if I've seen the extended cut, but I've seen the movie. I thought it was a really good tale. Very good performances as Johnny Cash right there, obviously Joaquin Phoenix. Very good movie overall. I remember being surprised, I think, by the singing too. Next up, oh man, He-Man. The best of He-Man Masters of the Universe. This is a 10-episode collector's edition right here. That's awesome. It comes like a digipack design. I recently watched a Netflix series, I think it was called The Toys That Made Us. And I watched the episode on He-Man. I thought that was really interesting. And I love that. I want to check out more of those episodes. I think they have the G.I. Joe one, a few other different ones. But The Toys That Made Us, I'd recommend checking out if you're a fan of He-Man. That He-Man episode was pretty good. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out. I watched He-Man all the time as a kid. I think this is one, you know, I don't know how often I will rewatch this, but I'm going to keep it in my collection because it's a classic. I grew up on it. I watched it all the time as a kid. Let me know who your favorite He-Man character is. I remember like way back when I was, you know, there's all the different figures and all the different, like they like serpent ones that the tongue flipped out, and you know, the extending ones and all the different characters. I don't know, I loved those as a kid. I ended up selling all of my toys way back in the day, like on eBay, G.I. Joes, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff. I kind of regret it a little bit, but I just don't have the room. Part of adulting. Next up is Young Guns 2, which doesn't have a Blu-ray release. I would like to see it get a Blu-ray release. I like the sequel to this one. Great cast here as well. Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Christian Slater. A bunch of other people too, but definitely one that I like for the sequel. Next up is a Blockbuster exclusive, Bobby right here, which is a phenomenal casting here. I haven't seen this one, but it's about Bobby Kennedy. I think this deals with the night of his assassination. Elijah Wood, Christian Slater, Lawrence Fishburne, Heather Graham, Anthony Hopkins, Helen Hunt, Lindsay Lohan, meh. Demi Moore, Sharon Stone, William H. Macy. Holy moly, that cast with that lineup. I mean, and this is written and directed by Emilio Estevez. I literally just saw that. I never knew that. Is that Nick Cannon in the back too? Holy moly, everybody's in here. Wow, is that Dawson's Creek dude back there too? I mean, there's so many friggin' people in here. Oh, there's Daddy Sheen right there. That's crazy to me how many people are in this. I knew there was a star-studded cast, but I was unaware it was this star-studded. I'm kind of blown. Ashton Kutcher, Shia LaBeouf. Wow, I am blown away by how many freaking people are in here. Martin Sheen, yeah, I said that already. I'm trying to remember who else. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, wow, that is Harry Belafonte. Emilio Estevez stars in here too. Wow, I'm blown. I have to check this out like immediately now. I was always big into the Kennedys, especially JFK. He was assassinated November 22nd, 1963. But I was like, I really enjoyed Parkland too, which came out on Blu-ray a couple years back. But I was always big into that as a kid. I did so many of my school papers on JFK and assassination. I've read so many different conspiracy theory books and stuff. But yeah, Bobby, I'm souped. I'm even more excited for that now. I have to check that out. Probably going to be the next one I watch out of this lot. Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey. I know Netflix did one recently. I think it was kind of like a documentary talking about his experience playing Andy Kaufman. I remember this being just a crazy movie. I remember watching Taxi, the reruns of that when I was a kid. I enjoyed it, but Andy Kaufman was just crazy. I remember his, issues with Jerry the King Lawler. That kind of, I guess, took them to new heights too. Next up is Behind the Planet of the Apes, hosted by Roddy McDowell, Cornelius. But this is like a documentary. I think it's a 2-disc set right here, and I think I want to say it's about 2 hours long. Yeah, a little over 2 hours long actually. But I think it deals with over 3 hours of bonus features. Wow. But yeah, it just talks about the Planet of the Apes movies, and I like the films. I remember watching the cartoon too. And I have the Caesar head, the bust set right next to me. Next up is Jim Brewer in Laughter for All. Big fan of Jim Brewer. He's from Jersey. He used to play at the local comedy club right by me like all the time. Very funny guy, and I definitely enjoy his humor. I loved he was awesome in Half Baked. And then last but not least, Blockbuster. I can't believe we'll never see these bags anymore. I think there's like 1 or 2 still around. I think there's one in like Alaska and like one somewhere else. I think they're like independently owned now. But next up is Star Trek, the original series, the complete 2nd season. I know they're out on Blu-ray now, but I love the design of these cases. They're different colored ones, and I know that looks awesome to me. I love the heck out of it. I want to get the cartoon too. Yeah, here we go. Here's the different colored ones right there. But it's a 7-disc set, including 6 retrospective featurettes and a free bonus DVD containing brand new Star Trek featurettes. Cool. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, there you go. I think this is probably about like 20 or so, just offhand. But yeah, let me know if you've seen any of these movies, what you think of them, and which one was your favorite from this random bag right there. And I still have I don't know how many I have left over there. I was surprised they have as many bags of these coming as there are, so I don't think there can be too many left over there. I think I have some Blu-ray box sets and some other box sets, and probably maybe a few more DVDs, but that's probably about it. So maybe like one more bag and maybe a box of Blu-ray box sets. But yeah, there you go. If you've seen any of these movies, again, let me know. Leave me comments down below, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.